All right, we're breaking down the many Alabama draftees for the upcoming 2021 NFL Draft. Lots of them to get to. Matt Careford here, former Alabama receiver, breaking this thing down. We're looking at Patrick Surtain II because you know his dad comes from a bloodline of standout NFL players. His dad played 11 years in the league. That is definitely transcended with Mr. Patrick Surtain. Tremendous player, tremendous athlete. You went up against him quite a bit in practice. You know the drill. Give us the breakdown on Patrick Surtain.
Yeah, he was one of the toughest out of all the defensive backs that I've had to go through, go up against throughout the years. Pat might have been probably, the toughest, or if not, really close to it. And he just had an ability to, I don't know, his length, his size, but to use that to his advantage. It was so tough to get off the line. You have a lot of DBs who are, strength oriented, where they're just coming off and they're trying to jam you right off the bat. And then you have some guys who will try to just chase you, let you get off the line. It's like he could do everything. He was an all-around, just perfect defensive back. If you wanted a perfect defensive back, it's Pat Surtain. And we would always, it's just we would compete, and he always would compete. Other guys, some guys would take reps off or whatnot. Not for Patrick Surtain. I would be going at it with him all practice, giving some smack talk or whatnot, and he's just still going 100% and not trying to let me catch a pass. And his leadership as well is just the ability to lead by example, and just how he plays, how he practices, and coaches up other guys is something that's really special as well.
And you mentioned he reminded you of someone early on in his career when you went head to head with him.
So one of the first, I guess it was the first year when he came in, I went up against him and everything, and I was like, wow, this guy reminds me of someone. And I went up to him after that practice, and I said, Pat, I was like, I want to tell you, you're going to be something special. I was like, you're going to be one of the best defensive backs that's ever come out of here. And I kind of felt kind of cool about it because he was a younger guy, and I'd seen guys, so I felt I was giving him some wisdom. And I said, you remind me a lot of Minkah Fitzpatrick. And Minkah obviously at the time just had gone recently to the NFL and has been balling out. But the reason for that is because of their, I'd like to say their leadership style, and just their play style as well. Both just so physically fit, fast, strong, everything. They have it all. But just really good guys on and off the field. And, again, just leading by example and doing the right things.
What kind of personality can you tell us about Pat? If there's a story or just sort of his demeanor, what are NFL guys getting in him?
Yeah, I mean, it's a great teammate, like I've said for most of them, but he's a guy who he's a little bit quiet at times, but once you get to know him and he gets loosened up around you, he can be really fun to hang out with, and he's just cool to be around in general. He has a vibe where it's not he's so serious, but he's gonna take some things seriously, and he can also give a laugh. And I remember I used to bother him, make something he was eating one time in fall camp, and I went up to him and was Pat Surtain eating lobster or something or whatever it was, and he just looked over and just shaking his head giving a little giggle or whatever. Not into it, but I love messing with him because he was, he's never gonna be mean. I don't think he has a mean bone in his body. One of the nicest guys, and then when he gets out on that field, he's not gonna let anyone catch that ball. And I just love seeing him continue to have success, and I think he's the best defensive back in the draft. There's no doubt about that to me. Pat Surtain is unbelievable, so that's what I got to say about him.
Download the Milo's mobile app today and receive a free cheeseburger after your first purchase.